All right, so we need to make our pickles. So I have a hothouse cucumber, right? So this is typically my favorite to use for pickles because you're not getting a ton of seeds. So if you just want to take that, and we're gonna chop it up.
I'm not touching that.
McDonald's, I can help you.
Hey there, I would like 2 McRibs, please.
2 what?
2 McRibs?
I'm sorry, we don't have McRib.
You don't have McRibs?
No, I'm so sorry.
Should we get anything else?
Sorry, did you want something else?
Are you saying, do we want something else other than McRibs?
Yeah.
No.
No? Alright, sorry about that. Have a nice day.
It's okay, it's not your fault. I love you.
Bye, you too.
Okay, so what we normally do is we take the actual item that we're fancifying, and then we eat it in the car, and then we like discuss what we like about it, what we think we can do better.
Oh yeah, I've actually also watched many episodes.
Yeah?
So I knew that.
Are you a fan?
It's among your better work.
I'm thinking, like, you know the sandwich like the back of your hand. Probably better than the back of your hand. I mean, I know what the back of your hand tastes like, you know what the back of your hand tastes like.
Right.
But I think we can just, like, imagine what the sandwich tastes like and just kind of, pretend like we're eating it, because we can describe it so well from memory.
It's about this big around.
Yeah.
I have to open my mouth approximately this wide.
I got my eyes closed and open my mouth.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, is that ribs? I don't know.
There's certainly no ribs in the McRib, I can tell you that.
But it is pork.
So they're using pork butt. I think we should use actual ribs though.
Oh.
Right? I mean, I got a whole back seat full of meat back there. I think we should use up that seat meat.
Oh, you got seat meat?
I got seat meat. It's sopping wet and it's ready to be smoked.
It's also in the sun. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's great.
Is it like dry aging?
Oh, it is exactly like dry aging, except it's quite wet.
Okay, back to the McRib.
Okay.
But there's also that sauce which tastes eerily like just the straight up McDonald's barbecue sauce. Is it that?
I believe it is the actual McDonald's barbecue sauce, but they have changed the formula a couple times, which is cool because that means we're not beholden to anything. We can freestyle it, man.
Well, you know what? As amazing as this imaginary McRib is, it's making me think that you're gonna have a very difficult time replicating this.
Well, yeah, hey, so I got a special barbecue outfit I keep in my trunk at all times, just in case I run into the situation. I got some meat in the back seat. You got a smoker. Can I come over?
Yeah, let me call my wife.
Okay. All right, Rhett, you ready?
Oh yeah.
This is it. You can turn around now. What do you think?
It's hot.
Sure is.
Well, I love this part.
Yeah. Well, because I kind of had to write in my own name because we don't have a t-shirt
Yeah,
yet.
we don't have a Rhett and Josh shirt yet. So is this your seat meat?
Yeah. So I've had this dry aging in my car for at least 6 hours. It's gotten a little bit sweaty. So right here we have Berkshire pork ribs. So this is a heritage breed pig.
Yes.
Yeah, nice fancy pig. And then this is actually American Wagyu beef back ribs.
Wagyu.
Wagyu.
Oh,
indeed.
You say that you mean Wagyu?
Wagyu? Yeah, this is that old Wagyu beef.
I like Wagyu.
Yeah, we got some lamb ribs. No silent B. We pronounce the B where I'm from.
What's in your rub?
So we got the turbinado sugar, we got Espelette pepper, we got Hungarian hot paprika that's imported, we have French fleur de sel, we actually have what's called marash pepper, this is from Turkey, and then I'm gonna use a little bit of mustard. This is just a nice French Dijon that we're gonna rub on the ribs just so the rub actually sticks.
Yes.
And then Calabrian chili pepper as well. So this is imported from Italy. So we have pepper from all around Europe and the Middle East.
I don't know what countries the parts of my rub comes from, and now I feel inadequate.
All right, so then we're actually going to base this with Garrison Brothers Balmorhea bourbon. So this is 115 proof out of Texas. It is the 2-time defending small batch whiskey champion from Jim Murray's Whiskey Bible.
All right, let's rub.
Let's do it.
As you can see, I contacted Ra, the sun god. I haven't seen anything that's happened so far. I've just been squinting the whole time.
Yeah, my glasses are burning onto my face physically. All right, so we got this rub down. This is just very heavily salted. There's a lot of strong flavors with all that Espelette and Marash pepper in there.
Now, this makes me feel good about what I've done in the past because oh, that's strong.
Yeah,
I'm a mustard man.
Sometimes let's use a little bit of coconut oil because then you can rub some on your body, you rub some on the ribs.
Yeah. My 8th grade girlfriend would put Crisco on her body while she sunbathed. And I'm not making this up.
Just smelling like biscuits.
It was very sexy.
So you're a pretty purist when it comes to a McRib, right?
I believe that the McRib is potentially the most perfect fast food offering that's ever been created.
That's a heck of a claim.
But I also feel like there's something about the McRib that's ineffable. You can't put it into words. You can't explain it. It's something that as you're eating it, there's like a connection between what's happening in your mouth and what's happening in your soul.
It's anti-gestaltian. It is more than the sum of its parts.
Right. Yeah. Now, I haven't let anyone else touch the smoker. And the only rule I have is when a man touches my smoker, I must be touching him at the same time. Like guiding. So if you just reach out.
Okay.
Oh, no,
I'm sorry.
Just hold your hand out.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to place it on top.
Okay.
Now go.
All right. And Yeah, I feel connected. I feel closer to you than ever.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Rhett, it's your smoker. Do you want to be the one to do the honors?
Oh, yeah.
Would you like me to touch you while you do this?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm just gonna go ahead and swing behind.
Oh.
And I'm just gonna grab a kind of a weenus from behind.
I love it when somebody touches my weenus. I feel so supported.
Yeah. I feel supported too, emotionally, by everybody here. Yeah, just scoop it under like I'm scooping your weenus.
And then we just put her to bed.
Put her to bed. Now we just gotta wait about 3.5 to 4 hours.
Let's watch Die Hard twice.
With never seen it. Trying to make a reference, never seen Die Hard.
You're a pretty good pourer.
Oh, yeah. Did a lot of high pours in college. So we're just gonna open up these ribs. Oh, look at that.
Baby.
I don't want to cast a shadow, so I'm just gonna lean back. Just test it in here.
Oh gosh, that was a really hard stream.
I feel alive.
I think I hit your uvula like really hard.
My uvula's tingling right now.
There you go.
How's that? How's that for you?
Good Lord! Man, you're not really supposed to get whiskey that. I'm sorry I did that. Now I did one spray in my mouth. I realized what those 3 must have felt like for you.
Yeah, it was an experience. Oh, yeah.
Good?
I love what's happening here so much. All right, so these gotta go for another 10 to 15, and now I guess we can go back to the kitchen and start cooking some more stuff.
Okay, let's do it.
Rhett, at your request, I have changed out of the crop top.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
I've kept the jorts.
I can't see that far down.
So we obviously have our smoked ribs. We got the lamb ribs, the Korebuta, the Berkshire, and that American Wagyu from Lone Mountain Farms.
Yes.
That's incredible. But we also got some more meat surprises, not just in the jorts.
I'm not complaining.
And we have the actual A5 Japanese Wagyu from the Kagoshima prefecture. All right, and then we have our spices that we're gonna mix into the patty as well. We're also gonna throw out the barbecue sauce. We got our hot Hungarian paprika, we got our Espelette pepper, our Mirage pepper, our fleur de sel. But there's more that goes into this. We obviously have to make the barbecue sauce for the McRib as well. I'm gonna get a little funky with it though, so I'm gonna do some black garlic. That's garlic that's been fermented. But we also have this calamansi vinegar. This is, I mean, as expensive as a nice liquor, but it is really worth it. Flavor is impeccable. We're also gonna throw some of this Garrison Brothers Balmoral whiskey in there, and then we're going to concasse some heirloom tomatoes.
Concasse what?
I concasse I do. And then we also have pickles and onions, right? The McRib is a relatively simple sandwich.
Yeah.
So pickles, we are going to do that in the calamansi vinegar as well. And then for the onions, I thought we'd actually infuse it with a little bit of rose water. We're gonna vacuum seal it, get it nice and tight.
I love rose water.
I love rose water too. It freshens everything up down there.
Oh, you put it down there?
Oh yeah, lots of it.
Those jorts are too tight.
All right, so we have to make our McRib style barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
So we're doing a French technique called concasse, which is a way to actually skin the tomatoes and get the seeds out. So you're gonna core it, and then you're gonna score it, then you're gonna boil it, and then you're gonna pop it in a nice bath, and then you should be able to peel it very easily. They say a watched pot never boils, so just
I'm not looking at it. I was looking at the other one.
I can't look away.
I looked at it.
Don't cut, guys. You looked at the pot. So we're gonna go ahead and take our tomato, and we're just gonna pop it in there for about 10 seconds.
Okay, all
Count
right. 3,
2, 1, 5,
7,
9. I think it's probably done.
You know, I do have tongs.
Yeah, take the tongs. Yeah, do it. I think it's good. I think it's good. All right, so the reason we actually need it to boil is because we need the skin to be able to start to peel back. So now we're just gonna take that and just go ahead and peel all that skin back.
So this is how this is done. Oh man, that is so wonderful.
So just cut it in half across the equator. Perfect. And then a lot of people will sort of, go in and, pluck the seeds out. I just like to give it a nice little squeeze. And now we're just gonna give this a quick little rough chop. And so now we have a nice little concasse dice. So now we actually have to cook this barbecue sauce. So I want you to get all this beef tallow into that pot. You're gonna be a stir guy. So you're gonna be sauteing all the stuff up.
Yeah, stir guy.
Yeah. So you're gonna put the tomatoes into the lard. Yeah, there it is. You wanna hear that sizzle. You might be thinking most barbecue sauce doesn't start with beef lard. Mine does. All right, deal with it.
That is nice.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna take a couple cloves of black garlic. Give that a huff.
Woo! What makes it black?
So you let it actually ferment, and then all the bacteria just kind of makes it really jammy and gives this beautiful complexity. So we're just throw a couple cloves
throw them in there whole.
God dang it.
This is that fancy vinegar.
This is the fancy vinegar. It's super, super fruity and acidic, and so I think it's gonna add some real nice complexity, especially when we get it combined with a lot of this bourbon. So I'm gonna add in about a whole cup of bourbon to that, and we're gonna strain this and blend it and reduce it down, and so all that alcohol is gonna cook out eventually.
That was more than a cup, Josh.
Yeah, we got enough for drinking. All right, so I'm just gonna add some of that turbinado sugar in there.
All I can smell is whiskey.
Yeah, correct, but that will boil out, and so you're really gonna concentrate all those flavors. And then now we're doing sugar beet syrup. So this is similar to molasses, but made from sugar beets. So we want a lot of that nice dark color in there. There we go. And then we also have some blackstrap sorghum molasses. And again, we're not measuring anything. You've watched the show before.
Yeah, measuring's for
losers. you just go by feel. All right, so some of that Espelette pepper's going in there, and then this Turkish Mirage pepper is gonna go in there as well. We're just gonna get a hefty pinch of salt in there. A lot of that fleur de sel. All right, so we're gonna take that and we're gonna pop it fresh piping hot into the Vitamix.
Really?
Yeah,
You can do
just
that?
Yeah, well, we'll see. Wait, man, I poured hot oil into this Vitamix. Why are you going with the backhand?
So the people can see it, man.
I guess that's a veteran move. So we're just gonna blend this up a little bit.
Why do you have nicer equipment here than I have at my home?
I mean, technically, like, you bought both, you know?
I know.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. Come borrow it anytime. All right, so we're gonna take this, and now we're actually gonna strain it. So here, you be my spoon man.
Okay.
You're the stir guy, I'm the spoon man.
So what does the spoon do?
So the spoon, there should be some pulp that collects in there, and then you're just gonna put the spoon in the middle of that and kind of jimmy it.
Oh, to get the stuff to
Yeah,
drain.
there it goes. Now you're gonna see it kind of come through a little bit more. And again, we're working with a light color here, but once all that molasses caramelizes, it's gonna turn nice and
Man,
dark.
that smells good.
Hey, can I take a spoon?
Yeah, because I think,
Typically, you kind of do like one of these.
yep. You know what? Why is it coming out so much faster?
All right, so now we're just gonna take this, get it back in the pan, and that's gonna boil away for about 15 minutes. It's gonna get nice and thick. All right, so we need to make our pickles. So I have a hothouse cucumber, right? So this is typically my favorite to use for pickles because you're not getting a ton of seeds. So if you just wanna take that, and we're gonna
I'm
chop
not
it up.
touching that.
Why?
You can have your own fun with that.
Thought you were gonna be a team player, and now it's weird. So anyways, we have pre-cut cucumbers.
Oh, thank you.
I do like this though. I feel confident. I feel strong.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous.
So we have pre-cut cucumbers here that are actually pre-salted too. We did a little quick dry cure on them, but now we're gonna do what I call like an ISI quick pickle.
Yeah.
So this is an ISI canister right here. It is pressurized with carbon dioxide. There's a CO2 canister that's gonna go in here. And so can you take
Yes.
all these cucumbers,
And I just drop them in the hole?
just drop them in the hole, and then I'm gonna use some of this calamansi vinegar and actually a little bit of bourbon in there.
We've got a clog.
Just mash them.
Got a cucumber clog. There we go.
All right, and then I'm gonna take the calamansi vinegar, get a lot of that in there, and then we're gonna take just a little splash of bourbon. Just a splash.
Okay.
So now we're taking our CO2 cartridge.
Is that in your pants as well?
Yeah, it was kind of obscured by the cuke.
Okay.
So yeah, just screw that in there, and then screw it really tight, and then you should hear a sort of like pressure locking situation. There we go.
Oh, you hear
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Oh, and
yeah.
it got cold.
Yeah, and so that's actually the CO2 releasing.
And now
that's
we do
gonna
a little
create that
shake?
pressure. Yeah, just to kind of duck, and just in case. Okay, maybe stop, maybe stop, maybe that's enough, maybe that's enough.
We're making pickles in this thing?
We're making pickles in it.
Pickles are happening?
And it happens quick.
All my life, I've been waiting on people to make pickles.
No.
And all along, they could have been doing this.
No more waiting, you gotta
You
use.
jerks have been making me wait on pickles.
So we're gonna let that hang out in the fridge. For the fridge is right there. The fridge is, yeah.
Fridge is
I
just
put it
off camera.
Just off
Right,
camera.
yeah, right.
So we're gonna let that hang out for about 15 minutes. That's gonna quick pickle.
The fridge.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make some little like marinated onions. We're actually gonna vacuum seal this. Can you put those onions in a bag? You know.
Okay.
So now puff that.
Oh, I love rose water.
Isn't
And
it
I was
great?
embarrassed by it for a long period of
Yeah.
time.
So we're just gonna dump a whole lot of that rose water in there.
And now we just,
Yeah,
There?
shove that right inside the middle hole, wrong hole.
that's a hole?
That's the hole, yeah, right in there.
That hole.
That hole.
The only hole.
Just, only hole for some. So we're gonna shut that down.
That was harder than it should have been.
Now we're just gonna hit the vacuum seal, and it's actually,
Look at that.
yeah. And so you see all that water's gonna get in there, and then it'll probably do its thing.
And so the rose water has been like drawn into the onions?
Exactly. So it's sucking out the air, and that's pushing all that rose water into the onions.
Man, I just feel like a science assistant.
Yeah. All right. So we got our onions vacuum sealed. When we put,
It's not sealed.
so now we're gonna take these pickles, and we're just gonna release the pressure on them.
It's funny how there was really nothing to that, but we were both very scared.
Yeah, I'm a naturally frightened person.
Yeah, I don't like pressure.
And so if we open this up, just reach in there and grab yourself a pickle.
Just grab it.
Just grab, you gotta pour it. Just kind of get it.
Well, get your fingers out of
Well,
it.
I'm waiting for you.
I can't. I need a pickle grabber. Oh, God. Oh, gosh. That's not what I was thinking. I mean, I was like maybe a fork.
What do you think when you think of pickle grabber?
Fork.
Oh, I can't get one.
You put
No.
chopsticks in there.
Well, yeah, this is a bad idea. I got
There's
one.
one. There's one.
Yeah.
Oh man. Like that went from cute to pick so fast.
From cute to pick in 7 minutes. Welcome to Rhett and Link's world tour of quick ISI pickles where nothing explodes and no one gets hurt.
Rhett and Josh. You said Rhett and Link.
What?
Say Rhett and Josh.
Rhett and Josh, who's Link?
Exactly.
All right, so we have all this raw rib meat. So if you just want to start throwing that meat in there, I'm gonna duck under you and cut this Wagyu into cubes. And then we're just gonna start feeding the grinder.
Feed the grinder.
All right, so now we're just gonna crank this machine on. And you can just use this to sort of shove in the hole. Yeah, yeah. Really, you gotta jam it through. You keep two-hand hole shoving, I'm just gonna start throwing meat on top.
So, and how much does that steak that you just cut up and I'm putting in here with a bunch of pork cost?
So that steak was about $170. And I know what you mean. Why would you take a steak that beautiful and grind it up? Have you seen the show? All right, so now we gotta strip our ribs. So I'm really kind of get a nice clean cut down the bone here. Gnaw on that bone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, wait, I want to get in that.
Oh man, that's good.
No distractions. We're gonna chop this up. Keep a little bit of that texture in there. I'm gonna start throwing right into the raw ground meat.
Oh, wow.
And then you're gonna mash that with your hands.
Is this what you do all day?
Literally all day. I live such a decadent lifestyle. It's bankrolled by you, thanks, it's awesome.
But you never invite me over unless you want me to be in something.
You never invite me to your house to come bang on your gate. I have to do that uninvited, and then Jesse gets freaked out.
Yeah, she's scared of you.
We talk a lot on Twitter.
I saw that. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about in the DMs.
Okay, so just getting a nice uniform mix.
Here's a bone. Yeah.
Got my hands in meat and I got a bone in my mouth.
Okay, so we're gonna form these McRib patties. I want it to be kind of thick.
This is one patty?
Yeah, well, our buns are big. You saw them. There's some big buns.
That's one patty.
Yeah, like half of this is already cooked meat. So all that's gonna do is it's gonna essentially braise inside the fat of the ground meat. It is kind of like, you know, a rectangular shape, but there's some sort of like kind of ridged bars on top.
You're gonna
create those ridged
make
bars.
the fake bars.
Yeah, I just want to do it by hand. Again, getting like, you know, really into the artistic process of kind of layering textures and flavors.
So this is what the robots do.
This is exactly what the robots do. What you doing with that meat in your hand?
Just waiting. I was waiting for you to make meat ridges. If you had come to me a decade ago,
Yeah.
and you had said, you know what's gonna happen in your future?
Yeah.
You're gonna be on making this YouTube thing, and then you're gonna spin off a whole channel from a show that you're doing that you're not yet doing. And then one day you're gonna go on that show, and you're going to be putting ridges on meat. I'd be like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. You know, the first time I ever saw you on the internet was the Taco Bell folk song drive-thru.
Yeah.
And if you would have told me when I saw that about a decade ago that, hey, one day that guy's gonna reach up your pants to grab a cucumber out of it, I'd say, I know. I manifested this, Rhett. This is where we were always destined
Hold on, here's
to
the
be.
weird part. You also just remembered it as me grabbing the cucumber. I did not touch that
He grabbed
cucumber.
the cucumber. You saw him
You
grab the
grabbed the
cucumber. I don't think that. He
Listen,
grabbed my cucumber.
If you want me to grab your cucumber in your dreams,
Yeah.
just tell me. But I didn't grab it. In reality,
you
I didn't
want
grab
to
it.
grab the cucumber. I don't want to have to ask you to grab the cucumber.
Okay, all right, I'm there.
Well, you know, Trevor will fix it.
Yeah.
We got,
Oh my gosh.
that certainly is something.
What?
Yours,
How did yours get?
yours is a little stubby and misshapen.
My mom told me that it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're normal. You shouldn't feel bad about it. I think we're just going to use mine. You want to get some sauce lube on that one? We can just sort of discard that. Here, we'll switch.
Oh yeah, you know, this is the thing. Back in the 90s, the McRib was saucier. They've de-sauced it a little bit because, I don't know, something about the millennials.
You think millennials wanted to de-sauce the McRib?
Yeah, they're anti-sauce.
I think we should throw that back in the oven for a couple minutes to solidify. So we got these vacuum sealed onions with all that rose water. Wow.
Oh! I don't even know how to interpret that, actually. Can I taste it? Mm-hmm. Floral. Maybe that'll mix in well.
Mix into what well? Mix into the scent of...
It does smell like the inside of a trash can.
This smells so bad
So
to me.
what are we gonna do with
I
it?
don't know. I don't want to eat them.
Can we bail on the onions?
We made our bed.
I think it'll all mix together.
I think it'll all...
mix together.
How did two ingredients that I love by
Roses and
themselves?
onions. It sounds like a restaurant in Silver Lake.
I'm flummoxed.
And you know what? I ate one. There's one in my belly right now.
I couldn't get it down.
I'm probably gonna vomit in the next 4 or 5 minutes.
I've eaten more testicles than most people except for maybe you.
Yeah.
And that's the one that got me.
Yep.
I can't describe how much I hate that. That shook me. I haven't been shooked like that by a food I ever made.
Well, what happened, you think, like chemically?
I think that somehow it combined with some phenolic acid, alanine, whatever in the onions to just create pure poison. Is that okay to eat?
Well, I'll tell you in a second.
Do you want me to like get in there and just try and pull the trigger? Because I don't know if that's safe. Grab the McRib. We gotta make it. We gotta finish it.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I mean, this looks incredible to me.
It looks like a weak meatloaf at this point.
Yeah, it looks like someone who got, you know, a little bit of the shakes. I'm just gonna do one of these. You know, it nestles perfectly inside that bun.
Well, nice sizing.
So that's exciting. And so we're just gonna go ahead and put some onions on.
Yeah, just a couple.
I think we're good. I think we
there
got
you
the
go.
onions.
All right, yeah.
And then we got these pickles. Here, eat a
Pickles.
pickle. Eat a
Pickles
pickle.
are
It'll make
great.
you happy. It'll make you happy.
Yeah, I gotta get that onion.
Here you go. These are good. These are good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, if you're disappointed, if you came this far and now you're like, what, the onions are my favorite part. Well, you haven't tasted these onions.
No.
Just take some onions, put them in a bag, put them in your trash can for about 14 days, then take them out and taste them. That's what we just ate.
I think I want to get a little bit more sauce drizzle.
Oh, yeah.
We need to drown out those 2 onions. Oh, there.
Look at that!
There's our fancy McRib.
It's a little bit bigger than the normal one.
Yeah, well, I thought it was gonna taste really great.
No, it is. It is gonna be.
No, it's gonna be great.
Taste great.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be real good.
It's gotta taste great. I got a lot riding on this. So, Rhett, we did not get to eat the actual McRib. We had our invisible McRibs.
They were so filling, though.
I'm still full, but while we were smoking meat at your place, I actually called Trevor and Nicole and had them create a full-to-size replica of the McRib. I call this the McRiblica.
That looks just like the real thing. Why didn't we eat those earlier?
We should. I'll pack one up for you to go. So ours is a little bit bigger, I've noticed.
You think? I think it might be an optical illusion.
Just a skosh. It's like, this one's shorter and wider, but again, it's not, any less good than the other one. It's just as functional.
Same
We've
exact
enjoyed
mass.
it. All right, so let's cut into this. Let's see how it tastes. Well, one thing I think we noticed.
I see at least 2 onions over here, and a third, and a fourth, and I saw you put 2 onions on there, and I was on board for that.
That's correct. So Nicole insisted on trying to make it look pretty, and then she insisted on throwing a big old handful of onions on there as I begged her not to.
So we're gonna remove those, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Nicole.
I'm not letting them ruin my day.
I wanna give this thing a chance.
I'm keeping 1 onion in there just to scent the whole thing. Just for
Man,
plausible
just
deniability.
licking my finger brought that whole experience back.
Wow, oh my God, you see the actual rib meat in there encased in that ground patty.
And I don't see any onions in sight. We're gonna dink this thing?
We gotta just mash it together. I'm going to town.
All right. Oh my gosh. It actually has a McRib mouthfeel.
Which is insane. I don't even know how we did that, to be quite honest, because this has nothing to do with what a McRib actually is.
But it has like a slight sponginess, but the flavor is next level, but it doesn't feel like a departure. It's just supercharged.
Some of that ground meat is actually a little bit on the medium sides. That's why you get that sponginess, because it's not fully cooked, but it's so juicy. And then all that rib meat that we smoked actually braised inside the fat from the other meat.
Now, how much does this thing cost? That's the real question.
Right, you can have this sandwich for the low price of $455.77. So the price got away from me a little bit. But
So this is like several hundred times more expensive than a McRib.
I guess that's the question. Would you rather have about, 119 McRibs or one of these?
I could say that I prefer this over 119 McRibs, but for you, you're not gonna do this. Just go eat McRibs.
Please don't garnish my paycheck.
Oh, that's how it works. So we've been doing that since the beginning of fancy fast food. It's called FICA.
Rhett, thank you so much for letting me into your home, or at least near your home in the backyard. And thank you so much for cooking with me today. I had a great time.
And thank you, Josh. I'm gonna McRib member this forever.
And my McRib member thanks you, and thank you so much for stopping by the Mythical Kitchen. We got new recipes out every week. We got new episodes of our podcast, A Hot Dog is a Sandwich, out every Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts. Hit us up on Instagram at Mythical Kitchen with pictures of your mythical dishes under hashtag Dreams Become Food. See y'all next time. I'd just like to suck the juice.
Who doesn't?
You can cook up your own feast while wearing the Mythical Kitchen apron, available now at mythical.com.